So now that you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, what do you do? Autoimmune diseases are pretty severe usually and pretty significant to deal with. So getting them diagnosed can be a challenge in itself. But once they are diagnosed, the question is what to do. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about what are autoimmune diseases, because some of these you may not think of autoimmune diseases, but they actually are. So we have rheumatoid arthritis, which is pretty self-explanatory, lupus, inflammatory bowel disease. So this includes Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. So some digestive issues that are autoimmune diseases. Multiple sclerosis, that is an autoimmune disease. Type 1 diabetes is actually an autoimmune disease. Some polyneuropathies, psoriasis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis is an autoimmune disease, myasthenia gravis, scleroderma, vasculitis, a lot of these. If you notice, there is a consistent thing in the majority of these diseases. They're all inflammatory in nature. There is an inflammatory process going on inside of the body of somebody that has this that is leading to this autoimmune disease, right? Autoimmune disease comes from your immune system actually attacking whatever organ's concerned, right? So with diabetes, you have it is attacking your pancreas. So then your pancreas stops working. Irritable bowel syndrome, it is attacking your digestive system. So then your digestive system quits working. Your digestive system has to get cut out because it's inflamed, infected, and can't come out of it. Lots of times that's what happens in Crohn's disease is they end up taking sections of intestine out. Vasculitis obviously is an inflammatory process. Hashimoto's thyroiditis is also an inflammatory disease of the thyroid. The neuropathies, those are inflammatory. Rheumatoid arthritis is an inflammatory condition of the joints. So inflammation is a big piece of it. So the topic of today was, what do you do once you're diagnosed? So lots of times this is a long process for people to get to the point to where we finally have a name to whatever's been bothering me or whatever's been causing a majority of my problem. And people just love that, right? Now that we have a name, the question is, what are you going to do? There's different options, and there's, you can go the medical route, which is going to cover up the symptom, hopefully, that is causing you problems. You have a holistic approach, which is actually going to deal with the cause of the inflammation and the immune system attacking itself. So you have a choice, right? So initially, you may need to get your symptoms under control as much as you can so you can function and you can do what you need to do on a daily basis. So the medical route, I'm not saying is a bad choice. It may be where you start, but it should not be where you live. Because if you live in the medical part of autoimmune disease, it is never going to get better. If you just continue to treat the symptoms, the immune system is still attacking whatever it is, whether it's your joints, whether it's your colon, whether it's your pancreas, whether it's your thyroid, whatever, it is still getting attacked if you're just simply covering it up with medicine. You have to look at it holistically and try to figure out what is causing the problem. I had this conversation with the patient yesterday. We don't treat symptoms here. We're not going to recommend supplements based on what disease you have and what problem you have. We're going to recommend supplements that are going to improve how your body's functioning and correct the malfunction that's occurring in your body through proper neurologically based chiropractic adjustments. And that's what's going to help the autoimmune disease, is simply returning your body to wholeness and wellness, and all that other stuff will go away. This is how I've done things for over 25 years in the healthcare industry and been pretty successful at treating a lot of the conditions that we've already listed. So, and once again, I'm not treating the conditions. So all these conditions that I just listed, the autoimmune diseases and diagnoses, they are treated almost the same, because what the goal is to bring your immune system back into balance, and we do through specific chiropractic and some supplements. And the other goal is to reduce your inflammation levels in your body, and we do that through being fit. We do that through eating right and whole foods, and reducing the inflammation through some supplements that are designed to do that. So that is what choices you have. You can go the medical route or you can try to return your body to wholeness, right? I'm not saying you can't do both, and you need to do both initially to get things under control. But once this part of it and the wholeness and wellness and returning your body to normal starts to take effect, this part just goes away because you don't need that anymore because your body is returning to normal function. So that is really what the challenge with autoimmune diseases is to get your body returning to normal function. Yes, your symptoms may vary from day to day, but the goal is to return your body to normal function. That's what you should be looking at if you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease or any of the things that we listed earlier, right? Is to figure out what is causing the problem and deal with the cause and not just focus on the effect. So if you would like to sit down with me and just talk about what you're dealing with and see if we may be able to help you kick the medicine out of your life, we would love to do that. So have a blessed week.